51-year-old Aurora Villacorta is behind bars for stabbing her 5-year-old granddaughter. At around 4:10 p.m. on Wednesday the 11th of October, authorities responded to their third-floor apartment at 92 Carroll Street in Paterson, New Jersey on reports of a stabbing. When officers arrived, they found a little girl inside the residence laying on her side. She was drenched in blood with multiple stab wounds. The girl was transported to St. Joseph's University Medical Center in a critical condition. Aurora claimed that she was responsible for the stabbing and directed officers to the kitchen sink, where they found the knife used in the attack. She told police that she repeatedly stabbed her granddaughter after hearing voices compelling her to commit the act. Authorities said that moments before the stabbing, Aurora began screaming and the girl ran to hide inside a bedroom closet, where Aurora found her and began stabbing her repeatedly. Surgeons at the hospital found 2 stab wounds, one to the left side of the girl's head and one to her shoulder blade. Doctors told police that the girl sustained a minor puncture wound to her lung as a result of the assault. The girl's condition has since stabilised and she's likely to survive. Aurora, who police said appeared to be visibly upset, told officers she'd been diagnosed with a mental health disorder, though she did not elaborate. She also told the officers that she had not been taking medication. Aurora was taken to the same hospital as a girl for a mental health evaluation before being transferred to the Passaic County Jail. The girl's 25-year-old mother told detectives that she left her daughter in Aurora's care before the stabbing. The girl's mother has not been charged. Aurora is charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault, possession of a weapon for unlawful purpose and endangering the welfare of a child. If convicted on all charges, Aurora faces up to 30 years in prison. 33-year-old Margaret Ann Cosby is behind bars weeks after her infant son died from abuse. On the 21st of September, 3-month-old Amir Cosby was admitted to the Baylor Scott & White McLean Children's Medical Center in Temple, Texas, with 16 bone fractures, brain swelling, a blood infection and severe malnourishment. 2 days later, he died from his injuries. Police interviewed a young family member who accused Margaret, who was the sole caretaker of Amir, of neglecting and abusing her son. An investigation revealed that Child Protective Services already had an open investigation into Margaret, and the agency had implemented a safety plan that involved her having supervised care of her children. On the day Amir was admitted to hospital, Child Protective Services removed him and another of his siblings from his mother's care for repeated instances of abuse and neglect. The agency issued an order to terminate her parental rights a day before her son died. Authorities said that Margaret tested positive for opiates and PCP a day after her deceased son's birth. She also tested positive for opiates after giving birth to another baby last year. Margaret never took Amir to a doctor or a hospital since his birth, which occurred at home. She also did not complete a court-ordered substance abuse treatment program. Margaret's charged with injury to a child and is held at the McLennan County Jail on a $1 million bond. An autopsy to determine her son's cause of death is pending, and more charges are likely. The investigation into the matter continues. 31-year-old James Fulgham is behind bars in connection to the deaths of his living girlfriend and her young son. On the evening of Monday the 9th of October, firefighters responded to a house fire at 548 Wash Drive in Forest, Mississippi. While extinguishing the flames, they discovered 2 victims dead from gunshot wounds. Deputies were called to the scene and identified the victims as 36-year-old Zena Williams and her 7-year-old son Zacchaeus Williams. Scott County Sheriff Mike Lee said it looks like she was shot once. The child was shot at least 3 times, maybe more. Additionally, investigators noted that Zena's vehicle was absent from the scene. Officials identified Zena's boyfriend James Fulgham as a suspect. Sheriff Lee said that neighbours heard James and his girlfriend fighting, and also heard what they believed were gunshots. He said it looks like the child may have heard the gunshot, got scared, hollered and then become a victim himself, he said. Following the gunshots, neighbours saw James exiting the home alone and left the scene in Zena's Honda Accord. Investigators collected information and used technology to find the vehicle near James's old home in the wooded area in Lauderdale County. On Tuesday the 10th of October, investigators surrounded the area and obtained a search warrant for a home in the 8300 block of King Road in Meridian, Mississippi, roughly 40 miles away from the crime scene. As they were getting ready to approach the residence, investigators spotted James in Zena's car on Kings Road, and he was stopped at another home across the road. The Lauderdale County Sheriff's Office arrested James without incident and booked him into the Scott County Jail. James confessed to shooting and killing his girlfriend and a 7-year-old son, then setting the house on fire. He's been charged with 2 counts of capital murder, arson and auto theft, and bond has been denied. The investigation into the matter continues,